Hi everyone, Gary Waterman here, former police officer and recent Christian. This is the second video in relation to my concerns regarding the child care services and the Educational Authority and the links that I've made to a specific case where a child is going through the Child Protection Services court process and the links around everyone surrounding that case. It's really quite worrying, and this document shows that. Some of you have been asking about this. Just to update you, no, I've heard nothing from the police. Some of you would have seen the phone call I made to them. I've had no contact at all, even though I've explained I've got evidence I want to give them, showing my concerns about this particular child. Nothing. The family has been told that their police are taking no further action. They have appeared to have omitted evidence from the case that would undermine the child's being protected within that situation. It's really quite worrying. So if you feel the same, please look at this information here. Contact Hampshire and Isle of Wight Police and express your concerns and the fact that they really need to hear the evidence and have the evidence from me, which is irrefutable connections here, and from the family in relation to this child. This is so important. Please phone up. Okay, I'll just zoom it out. Okay, you can quote these numbers. It's got my it's got the court case reference number here. I can't disclose too much about the case. But also, you've got my police crime reference number as well. Everybody just phone. Let's flood the system. Non-emergency numbers, of course, in relation to that. Also, you've all been victims of crime now. It's been shown in these documents. You can therefore phone up, apply pressure on the system, apply pressure on the government. Report yourself as a victim of crime, okay? You can do that. Every single one of us that pays our taxes has been victimised in this way. You can see that from the documents. Watch my previous video, if not. Oh, sorry, let me just adjust this a little bit. Okay, sorry, just adjusted the phone there. So just looking through this, you've seen the report. Search this yourself. The alleged paedophile network that's going on in relation to Jersey. Okay, so I've shown research here, and we're moving forward, looking at the evidential documents, which is linking. So we've started with one of the officers. I'm not saying he's involved in anything. Okay, I'm just showing you public information. Someone's put a comment on my YouTube. Why isn't this being removed by YouTube? They can't. It's publicly accessible information, all right? That's why it's so critical. It cannot be removed, okay? And I suggest you do your due diligence and research some of this. If you don't believe me, okay, first of all, I've got no motive to lie, okay? I'm not even going home because of this, my wife and I. But if you don't believe me, just check the documents. You can search all of these in Companies House, follow the evidential links. You can check the articles I'm showing you, okay? Please, we need to do something about this. This is a serious problem for us all. It's huge, okay? So just going back, so we're looking through, this is connections from the police, one of the police officers involved. It links to the Lancashire Partnership Against Crime Limited. That is the area where Nicola Bulley was lost and then found deceased. Okay, so it links straight through to that. All right, now for some reason the document's gone not funny here. I don't know why. It's fine on my phone. But I've already shown this. There's connections through to a police digital service centre. That also links very closely to my council area, okay? Eversheds is linked to it, you can see. And also research in relation to the 9/11 disaster. Very quickly overlapping. Remember, there's over 5 million companies registered, and my evidence all overlaps incredibly quick. So we're just moving through. I think I've shown you these before. Don't know why the document's done this. So we've got to, so now we've got links. I've shown this again. Look at the other video, part 1. This links to Jeremy Hunt. Okay, research on Jeremy Hunt links to Inhoco and also Theresa May. Evidential research links to Theresa May and this same company that is linked already through from that police officer that is connected to this investigation. All right, the College of Policing. Now, Theresa May, remember, she's just stepped down or not renewing her seat. I do not believe that's a coincidence. So we now link very closely to my Dorset and Paul and Christchurch area. Okay, now remember, we've come from the investigation on Jersey into serious child abuse and murders, according to that article, potential murders. Okay, I can say that, it's on the article. And straight away, look, we've got links to Andrew Mellor. I'm not saying he's involved in murder or any of this, but he's connected irrefutably to this system of fraud that appears to link to international child trafficking and abuse. All right, so we're moving forward. IBM, I've already shown you this. So these are all following through, okay? Following through, I'm showing the connections, but I have shown these. So we've got to IBM. Again, I apologise. It links to a company in the Netherlands. Okay, this is IBM as well. And you can see there's false entity companies linked to IBM, Swifting Corporations Limited, and Jordan's. Remember, Jordan's is not even lawfully trading. That means that this IBM company should never have been trading. Okay, Jordan's has got an incorporation document attached to its record, but the register has been forged deliberately. So a different false company name has been put, even though the dates on the document match the register. All right, and yet IBM are linked to this. This is massive. It all links in. Okay, so we've got IBM, and now we've got links to Interpath. Interpath, I've already said, it links through to research surrounding Tony Blair and David Cameron. Okay, so you've got a very quick collection through that. Jordan's, and here you can see that Interpath links to the High Elm movement. Have a look at the High Elm movement. Okay, it's now trading as High Elm. This was a company linked to Max Clifford. Okay, and it's a youth accommodation company that was started in 1929, I think it was, to try and guide young people who were struggling with accommodation and help. Max Clifford is linked to that, and so are the prime ministers, former prime ministers for this country, and so is this child abuse, supposed child abuse system happening on Jersey so quickly. Remember, there's 5 million companies, and here you go. Now we've also got connections through Interpath to Khan, the head of I've forgotten his first name. You know who I mean. Khan, the Mayor of London. Okay, this company also links through to them. I'm not saying they're involved in fraud, but they're clearly connected to this system. Okay, we can't have people like this running the country. KPMG, again, links to Interpath and Swifting Corporations and the World Trade Center. Now, you can do your own research, and you just need to look at the evidential documents that I've put accessible to everyone around these subjects, and you'll see the same companies link in. I haven't put the Sadiq Khan, that's it. I haven't put Sadiq Khan's document out, but I've got one ready to go. As you can see, here we go. It links to Southwest 1, which links to Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council. So we're still on IBM, okay, just showing all the evidential connections through. You can do this yourself, put your own documents together, and here you go. This is a false incorporation document. So we've actually got an IBM company, has got an incorporation company with rentals written on it. Incorporation company. But it's been registered as that. Okay, that is fraud, guys. Fraud. These are massive conglomerate corporation companies committing outright fraud, and they're clearly connected to a case on Jersey involving child abuse. And you've also got OYES, okay, that features a lot on that document. So moving through, it then links through, that company then links through to Health Link Services, so health companies. Again, sorry, the document's gone funny here. And on, where is it? Not too sure it is. Oh, KPM, here we go. KPM Restructuring, okay, links to this company, these companies here, okay. So you can see it's KPMG, Allen and Overy, One Change, and Bates, Wells and Braithwaite. Now, Bates, Wells and Braithwaite links to Keir Starmer and to Madeleine McCann. Go look at my video that's on there and the document. Okay, it links very quickly to all these same people. Now, remember, we'll come to it later. Remember, Keir Starmer was the director of public prosecutions for the Jimmy Savile case. This island, okay, Jimmy Savile admitted to going there. Initially, he denied it, according to the articles. Okay, but then he admitted going there, and we've got these connections already. And then you can see this is linking through. So Canada Square, okay, for the address, then links up to a company, okay, that links to OYES and Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole Council, the area where forged bank documents were recovered. Remember, if you look at my other videos, okay. This also links through to Griffin links through to another company linked to shareholders within my company, okay, that removed me when I was trying to identify the fraud. You've also got Connor Burns here. You can see, if you look at my Connor Burns video, links through to the same companies. Okay, Connor Burns is refusing to contact me over this. Here you can see you've got algorithmics. So algorithm companies linked to this. That's to do with IT. I'm not particularly sure, but I know it's a way of people identifying, I think, what you're looking at online. Okay, and they're linked again to Interpath. All right, this company now is in liquidation. You can see here, look, liquidation. All right, even though they were trading since 2012, they're now in liquidation. Okay, they were started in 2002. Less than a year after the World Trade Center disaster. Now we're looking at Southwest One Limited, okay? I've highlighted that because it shows an IBM address. So looking through, we've got another algorithmics company linked through. Again, Interpath. Oh, they're liquidating as well. They're also appearing to want to close their company. It appears they're getting worried about this. Okay, we've got Hallmark Secretaries linked to their incorporation document. So this is showing, oh, why is it not loading? Okay, so this is the incorporation document for Algorithmics UK, which is linked to Interpath, and it's linked to Hallmark. Okay, so we've got that here. And Hallmark links, as you can see, to Blackwood of the Independent Office for Police Conduct. He was supposedly removed for sexual offences. Have a look at it. Have a look at Michael Lockwood from the Independent Office for Police Conduct. You'll see he was removed. And here we go. We have a link through the same company to research in relation to him. Okay. You've also got a link to the accountant. I'm going to say this. I'm not saying they're involved in anything, but there's links now to the accountant that was filing the documents that I had that look very clearly forged for my company. And we've got links now through to them. Sorry about the form here. Hopefully the ones you've got, because these are going worldwide anyway, these forms. There's no stopping this information. It is worldwide. They can suppress it as much as they want. It's already out there. So the incorporation document links through to International Business Machines. Again, this is following a link, remember, from that officer that was investigating the Jersey child murders and abuse. Swift Incorporation is linked through to this. Excuse me. Now, this is very concerning, and I don't need to spell out to you what this means. But linked to the police digital company that we just mentioned, you have the Forensic Archive Company. Okay? Very likely the Police Forensic Archive. Okay? And you can see it's still active. So this is an active company. And now we're looking at their registration details. Okay, I've had to do this, all right? The authorities have had chance to deal with this correctly. They're not even contacting me. I mean, that's a sign of trying to cover it up, isn't it? All they're doing is creating alarm bells all the way. That then forces this information to go public. And again, we've got Field Fisher. You might have seen that was mentioned previously. And here we are again, linked to Connor Burns' research. Look at the Connor Burns video. You'll see that same Field Fisher, which I believe is a solicitor's firm. Solicitors are highly linked all the way through this. They have false entity companies, forgeries on Companies House linked to solicitors. These are people that are experts on law. Okay, you have judges connected to this. They would have undoubtedly known about this, okay? I mean, you can't... Oh my goodness. And here we go. We're now linking to banks. All right. So we've got all the fraud coming through, linked to child paedophilia, and now we've got banks linked into it as well. NatWest Markets. Okay. That links through to NatWest. Okay. So you have, what they'll do is they have a main company that everyone has and knows about, and then they have offshoots linked of other similar companies, NatWest companies. Right, this company is my mortgage company. I've established that the mortgage company that's linked through to this is not a real entity, all right? So they can't contact me anymore. I want to pay my mortgage, but they aren't proving, and I'll do another video on this, but they've responded. I've explained the discrepancies in these issues, and they've come back and provided no explanations. So therefore, I can't lawfully pay my mortgage to a company that isn't registered correctly, you see. Every contact they now make with me is harassment. Until they're going to provide proof that they're a lawful entity, it becomes harassment. Okay, well, these are the things we need to do to compel change. It's the same with taxation. Stop paying our taxes to compel change. This is going on for a year and a half. A former police officer identifying massive fraud. Nobody's doing anything about it. Clearly they want to allow it to continue. We have to compel change somehow. Stop paying taxes. So this company, Police Digital Security Centre Limited, this was linked through to the one we just looked at, dissolved in August 2023. Oh, I think they might be getting worried. 2015 is when it was started up. And on their incorporation document, you have Eversheds again. Okay, now Eversheds, you'll see links. There we go. Eversheds all over it. See that? Okay. Now, Eversheds links through to research surrounding Louise Smith. Very quickly, Louise Smith is the head of Companies House. Okay, it also links through Evershed to Sundar Mansakani, who we'll talk about in a minute, and Max Clifford. Okay, and also Brady Solicitors. Now, I haven't mentioned this, but I will do soon. I have refused to pay any further contributions to my building until a safeguarded system is in place and a transparent system. Okay, it's possible to do that. You have a secondary or third signatory on the accounts. You have a transparent taxation system. The other directors, before they removed me, refused to instigate this, removed me. Okay, they removed me, and now they instructed a solicitor called Brady Solicitors. Okay, which is why I've mentioned them somewhere here. It's there, isn't it? Oh yeah, there you go, Brady Solicitors. Now, Brady Solicitors. I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but it's an illegal court case anyway, so I can talk about it, and I've proven why, and I'll do another video on that. But this solicitor, as soon as I identified that they were actually linked to the system of fraud by false entity companies, they have never contacted me again. Okay, and this is the implications now of this now uncovered. You can't have a company trading or contacting anyone at all unless they've been incorporated and registered correctly, okay, and lawfully. If they haven't, it then becomes harassment. Eversheds also links through to Berlitz, okay, on here. Berlitz. Now, Berlitz, if you watch my World Trade Center video, links through to Robert Maxwell. Okay, Robert Maxwell and Berlitz links through to... so Berlitz is a German linked company, but it links through to another company, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce. And that company, back in early 1900s, I think, you can see it on the World Trade Center video, they established a publishing company. Not only that, sorry, it was before 1900. They also established an international translation publishing company, which then led to the creation of educational establishments in every area of the world. Now, I'm not going to point out, I don't need to spell out what that means, but obviously books could have been rewritten, education could have been changed to suit the narrative of this fraud. That has to be considered. Now you can see it going back to the Police and Crime Prevention Initiatives Limited, which you saw earlier. Michael Todd, okay, he was the chief constable that I've mentioned on the World Trade Center document video that was found mysteriously dead on the side of Mount Snowdon. Obviously, they've suggested it was overexposure to the elements. He was also involved, if you look at my World Trade Center research video, in the research of the extraordinary rendition by the CIA, okay, which is the breach of international human rights and torture, apparently, by the FBI. And, I mean, you can look at this during the wars, so during Iraq, okay, and Afghanistan, I believe, but you need to look at that document. And he was involved in that, okay, and then he was found passed away on the side of a mountain. But also you've had other officers, if you look at my World Trade Center video, that died around the same time. So anyway, let's look at this a bit more. So we're now going through where the Association of Police Crime and Commissioners then links through. Okay, yeah, so I lost my way there. So we've got the Police Crime Prevention Initiatives Limited, but it also then links through to the Association of Police and Crime Commissioners. Now, remember, we haven't come very far from that island. Okay, the research links very quickly through to the fraud and all the things I've already identified. So put it all together and you've got a very, very compelling, to say the least, evidence, very, very compelling evidence. I'll put it that way. So we're now at the Association of Police Crime Commissioners. Now, I've already said I've found evidential links. I'm not saying they're involved, remember again, to David Sidwick, who is the Police and Crime Commissioner officer for Dorset. Okay, links through to management companies, okay, that are very closely associated with my building. But also the special advisor, okay, Douglas Smith, who has been advising the last few prime ministers, appears to link very quickly through to those management companies, as well as Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine, I hope I'm pronouncing that wrong. A lot of people have said I'm sorry about that. So it links through now to Compass Wellbeing CIC. Okay, now I worked out that stands for Child in Care. Most of you probably knew that. I'm a little bit silly sometimes. So we've got Children in Care now linked through from those companies. In fact, it's straight through Police Digital, straight into Children in Care. And obviously we know the connections are very quickly through to the investigation of the child abuse on that island. So we're going through now Compass CIC. We're now looking at them, and we've gone through. Now this is quite shocking. Okay, so Children in Need Limited now links through. Okay, now they can't take this down because it's public documents again, and verify this yourself, but you can see the link. Compass Well Limited. The top here you've got oh, my apologies, no, the link's gone for something, but it is there. You can research. Okay, go into Compass Wellbeing CIC. Okay, and then it links through from this person. Okay, links through to oh, there you go. No, it is there. It is there. Sorry, I don't know what I'm on about here. So you've got this company, there it is at the top. So we're looking in their record, and then it goes through to this person. So you can see we've got that link, and then we've got that person then at the top, and it then links through, you can see, because they're connected to Children in Need Limited. Now, this is a government publicly available register. Remember, I didn't write any of this. All I've done is put some highlights in and cut and paste it into a document. So now we're looking at Children in Need Limited. As you can see, it's linked to the BBC News Broadcasting House address. And we're now looking in that document, and you can see the previous company name at the bottom here. So it was incorporated in 1990. Look at this. Now, hopefully you'll remember that name if you watch my other videos. Sundar Mantakani is all over Max Clifford's company documents, incorporation documents. Look at the Max Clifford documents that are now in circulation. Okay, there is a video. It's not great in relation to Max Clifford. I'm going to do another one at some point. But importantly, the documents are now circulating worldwide. So now we have a connection very, very quickly, Max Clifford, into all of this irrefutably. Okay. And also an address, Old Street, crops up frequently. So you can see how concerning this is. And this is just showing the documents I've got saved. So I've searched, that's Evershed's one. Sundar. Okay, so I've searched the word Cinder on the documents I've got saved, and it brings up previous research in relation to Douglas Smith, the special advisor, plus also Max Clifford, plus also World Trade Center, plus Temple nominees. Right, but go and look at the document on Max Clifford and the World Trade Center one, and you'll see the same connections being made very, very quickly. Okay, and also you've got links through to when you search Sundar. Okay, there's only one person that I've made that, or saved these documents under that name. So Max Clifford again is linked to Brady Solicitors through it, which links through to Eversheds again as well. So you can see the connections there. So now we're looking into research for one of the shareholders for my company. Again, I'm not saying they're involved in this fraud, okay? But you've got an incorporation document here linked through to them. And you can see OYES, and that crops up. And that, as you'll know from the other documents, links to Max Clifford and Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, and OYES. And there we go, Sundar Mantakani again. So this is the research for the NHS. Okay, so you can see how serious this now is. So you've got the NHS Confederation document. Okay, this is the incorporation document linked to the register for the NHS Confederation. It's got OYES on their incorporation document. It's also got C&M Registrars Limited on the incorporation document. And you then go into C&M Registrars Limited, and there you can see you've got the same Sundermantakani, the same name. Could be a false name, but the point is it's the same unusual name as well on all of the incorporation documents linking to Max Clifford, the health service now, and this apparent paedophile network. And you can see this is searched now on OYES, and this brings up all my previous documents. So we've got, to which I'll come to, the Charles Darwin Trust links through to it. Okay, we've got Wateman's there, and you can see some others. Office team, that links to very closely to Max Clifford and Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, and you can see you've also got, OYES is quite big. It's a stationary firm, but it's possibly that they were using that as a way of identifying who could be involved in the fraud. Also, you've got Lester Aldridge, which links to BCP. I'm not saying they're involved in fraud. Lester Aldridge again. Loverting links very heavily to the World Trade Center. Okay, and then we've got Max Clifford, an actual Max Clifford company document here. And there you go. So this is the company name, this first bit, part of it. And then this is showing the evidential links. And you can see that Max Clifford's company, OYES, had it on it. And this is just showing more details in relation. Now, Charles Darwin Trust, I don't need to spell out what that means. Freemasonry connection. There's a suggestion that Charles Darwin was a Freemason, or certainly his granddad was. We have to now consider, because obviously those of you who don't know, the Darwin theory, or the theory of evolution, okay, could have been infiltrated and created for this fraud. And you'll say, well, why? Why would they do that? Well, it creates doubt in a God, doesn't it? Or doubt in something that you may believe in, so you don't turn to the government. If you don't have faith outside of mankind, you tend to turn to your leader, don't you? You tend to turn to your leaders and say, oh, help us in this situation, okay? And obviously we fear death more. Well, you might disagree with this, and that's fair enough, and I understand that. But it also links through to another shareholder within my company, okay? And also Louise Smith, the head of Companies House, links through to it. And you can see here that we've now searched, because we've got a link, okay, through the documents to Farah. When you search Farah, you can see the links to other companies that I've researched, and it goes back to Ghislaine Maxwell and the World Trade Center research. But anyway, moving on. This is, okay, you need to look at those documents to verify this, but these you can verify very easily, the company registration parts. So here we are, we're back into Robert Glynn, and we're looking at another company now, so BBC Children in Need. Okay, and that is an active company. And on the bottom of that document, it has an address of 50 Broadway. Now, that address frequently crops up. You'll see it all through my documents, linked through to the fraud, etc., etc. Now, we've got another linked company, BBC Pension Trust Limited. Okay, so we're now looking into that. You've got someone with the name of surname of Cameron, Shirley Cameron, and it links through to BBC Media Action. Now, all the way through my research of the this potential child concern through the system is media companies, okay? Movie making, film making companies, media companies, okay? So BBC Media Action. I don't know what they do, but we know they're a media company, going by that. On their incorporation document, they've got Bates, Wells and Braithwaite. That is the same company, okay, that links through to the London Law Agency. It links to Harriet Harman. It links to Education Africa. Okay, there's a lot of suggestion that children may be being taken from Africa. We'll come on to that later. It also links to the World Trade Center research. Okay, now if you'll recall from my World Trade Center video, Harriet Harman appeared, along with Patricia Hewitt and her husband at the time, appeared to be testing the water to try and reduce the age of consent to 10, of sexual consent to 10. And she was forced to do an interview. And I urge you to go and look at that interview on YouTube. If you type in Harriet Harman, paedophile interview or something similar, it will come up. And she did an interview. Now, she's still an MP. And remember, this also links to, in a minute, you'll see, to Madeleine McCann and Keir Starmer. Okay, but we're now looking at the Royal Drawing School. And this links to research that I've got, but I haven't put public yet, but it's out, secured elsewhere, to Peter Lawson, who was the investigating officer for Rachel Bully. Okay. KPMG also links through to Braithwaite's and Wells. Okay. And here you go. You can see that this, just a quick search shows that BW, which is Bates, Wells, Braithwaite, of course, links through to it. But they've got this company, and that is directly on the Madeleine McCann incorporation document, her No Stone Unturned fund page. It also links through, you can see, to the health research around the NHS and other health services. Okay. So I'm saying lots of okays. And here we go. And this is an article on the left of Keir Starmer. This was very recent, actually. I think it was in January. It might have even been February. Keir Starmer saying he was not told about the dropping of Jimmy Savile case, says sources. Remember, he was the Director Public of Prosecutions for the Jimmy Savile case. Jimmy Savile is linked to the island. This research is from Jersey paedophile concerns, let's put. Now we've also got Film 4 Limited is linked through. You'll all know Film 4. It links through to Crown Hosting Data Centres Limited. Okay. Sorry, I'm saying okay again. Here we go. You can see they are still an active company. And on their incorporation document, we've got the solicitors for the affairs of Her Majesty's Treasury. Read into that what you will. And then links through from that company, you've got Revenue and Customs Digital Technology Services Limited. I'm going to pause the video. Actually, no, I'll do a little bit more, because I'll get this important bit done out of the way. So, to do with HMRC, to do with tax collection, no doubt. It's dissolved. When did it dissolve? It dissolved, if I can find it. Oh, it's further down. Now, we're now looking at dissolved in 9th of January 2024. Okay, remember, I've been reporting the fraud since July or September 2022. And now, suddenly, this company, even though it had been trading since 2015, is dissolving, and this, or has dissolved, and this company is heavily to do with the taxation system. Remember, we've highlighted that this system of fraud is being used around the taxation system, and they're shutting things down. This is a massive indicator, and you can see here on that incorporation document, it says that the one of their director, I can't remember what they are. Anyway, they're on the incorporation document. You can look at this, and I do suggest you go and verify. The attention of General Counsel and Solicitor of HMRC Solicitors, the Home Office. The Revenue and I can't think. What does HMRC stand for? Anyway, you know what I mean. My brain's gone, so I'm getting tired. All this. I've had an interview today and lots of other things going on. And on the incorporation document, it's got lega links. Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. There you go. I couldn't remember it. Okay, so now lega links. You'll see from my other research. Links through again. It links through to Michael Lockwood for the Independent Office for Police Conduct, but it also links through to research surrounding David Cameron and Tony Blair and a company called Global X. And here you go. You can see the Cameron research, Lockwood and Blair link through. Remember, this is all very, very quick. We're not going one long continuous evidential link here. We're going back, looking a bit, going back, looking a bit, and already you've got all of this coming up. Also links through to PwC, which is a shortened version for an acronym, if you want to call it, for PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is a massive, one of the world's biggest solicitors firm. I believe they're a solicitors firm, not 100% sure. Linked to the World Trade Center, American Airlines. Okay, and American Airlines was one of the planes that supposedly went into the World Trade Center. Okay, so let's stop it and do part 3. Please watch part 3. God bless.